Yo, 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 good morning. Welcome to the morning market report. It's election day, and we start on time on this show. So, shout out to username. Guys, we got green going on around us today. We got some green going there on the daily. Let's check out the hourly with the market open going on right now. Still lots of green going. Looking over here at the chart. Looks like right now we've got, let it roll around. The Dow Jones down about 0.06%. It's now 0.05. It's trying to build its way back up. Gold's up a little bit. S&P's up 0.25%. And the NASDAQ. How about the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ is up over 0.5%. Markets are opening green today. Bitcoin is in the green. Matter of fact, yesterday we talked about on the show the level to watch right there. Quantum reactor on my 786. I entered the trade on that a little bit above that. I front ran at this time because last time it said, no, sir. And I missed it by 1 penny. But yeah, we got in on that trade yesterday. Matter of fact, let's jump it over here. Take a look at it. Let me get it over here. Let me get it over my shoulder. There we go. Up 33.9% right there, making about $300 right now on that entry from yesterday. So, guys, if you were watching yesterday, we give you guys the data. It's there. It's there for you to take advantage of, and you guys should share it with your friends so that they can know that too. But guys, we've got a lot to go over today. We've had some changes happen today on that map that I showed you yesterday with the electoral college votes. So there's been a change on that. We're going to look at that. We're also going to look at some historical data on Bitcoin and some predictions and projections analysis on election, how it will play out for the markets, how it will play out for Bitcoin. We're going to look at all of that. We're going to look at the charts, and we're going to look at the chats because that's what we're here for. You guys, let's get it. Let's going. It's time. Class is in session. Yeah, I still have the bear up. And I'll tell you why. I will not flip that bear off officially until I see some changes on the Piper Sniper. Piper Sniper indicator is telling me some things, so I'm still a little cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic. I am bullishly bearish. How about that? We'll go with that one. But I'll tell you what, I'm not. I'm not doing this show alone. I've got my co-host here. It's the OC guy. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Dude, what is happening?
Oh, not much. I mean, I was looking through some news and I was telling Piper, hey, this is looking like the apocalyptic scenario. I mean, just let me read you the couple heads here. Avid Wells on a sell-off spree. Meme coin surge in market correction ahead of us. BTC ETF recorded its second largest outflow in markets wide fought. Man, I mean, I think that is just a little fun going into the elections here. But I just need to be honest. I'm not feeling that bearish. I am prepared for a bearish scenario. We talked about yesterday, but I'm much more excited about the elections today than I even was on my own conscious election. I mean, I'm pretty pumped. I'm really looking forward to it. And man, what is it? Those questions that you put out on the chat, those are revealing some
The polls. Yeah, there's a poll today. There's a poll today, guys, that says, who wins today's election? Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, or Bitcoin? Right now, it looks like the winner is Bitcoin. So make sure you guys go and vote on that poll. We'll keep it up for about a half an hour, and then we'll bring up a new one. Shout out to Ninja Glock in the chat. He was in there early, bit innuendo. Alexander G, the best mod in the business right there, the mod queen in the house. We got the OC guy, of course. He's right here on screen with me. We've got Wick589, Piper. I hardly know her. Oh, we got bit innuendo here, back in here again. Username coming in. Tell everybody good morning. Have a pot of coffee brewing yet? Of course I do. Always got that coffee. So does Alexander G. She does not move without the coffee. I understand. Delicious. It's right there, by the way. It's right there. That is legendary aviation coffee right there. So who else we got here? BC Port Corp. You guys had a great show this morning. If you guys did not check out Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp and Lunar Beaches, they had a phenomenal show this morning. You guys should go check it out right here on Piper Academy. It's called Good Morning Crypto. You'll see it. It's got a coffee cup on it. Shout out to Falco in the house. What's up, my man? How you doing, bro? Crypto Trades, Museum of Corruption's in here. Kyle Fields, all set. Who else we got in here? Indie Rock Crypto. I said that. Harp. I think, did I miss anybody? Did I get everybody? I saw Max H in here. Shout out to Max H, Mr. Man in the house. I think, Crypto Trades. Shout out to you, bro. Good to have you here. No way, Jose. Crypto Chef is in the house with us. Also, Mike Play, Little Fish. Everybody's showing up. Legendary. Silver Days, XRP is in here. And then Crypto Billy. Good morning, Crypto Billy. Hey, I'm going to be on Billy Goat Tales tonight. We're going to be doing some election talk and looking at how this stuff is rolling in. So make sure you guys tune into that tonight. Me and Billy going to be over there just sitting back and watching what we call chaos, aka the election. So let's go ahead and jump over into the news, OC, and then I want to come back and let's take a look at some Bitcoin. Let's take a look at where we're at in the markets and stuff today, and try to figure out where we're going. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's jump over to the news, though, guys. I'll see you over there. Let's go. And we're at the news. Oh, look at that. It's amazing. Works every time. 70% of the time. So there you go. Market cap, guys. Let me refresh this. Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. We're up to 2.4 trillion, almost back to that 2.5 trillion dollars, up 1.81%. Volume at 12.8%. So we're seeing a little bit of volume going into this buildup. That's a good thing to see. Now, I do want to point something out here. You see the fear and greed on here is 42. Fear. I want to come over here and take a look at this and show you what this morning says on the fear and greed index. They have it at greed. So I don't know, guys, even the fear and greed indexes across the board are as confused as all the polls for the presidents. I don't know what to tell you. It's just off. Let's check here and see on the bubbles how we're looking here. Any big movers? Let's go to the market cap and check that out. Bitcoin's up 2%. Ethereum up 0.62. Solana's up 2.3. Doge, shout out to FD White Invest. If you guys don't follow them, you're missing out. Doge up 13.3% there. Let's move over here. You can see Doge is one of the big movers. Fetch is one of the big movers. Bonk, Near, Mog, Sui. Let's just drop down. Let's take a look at it. How about that? Number one, Bitcoin, 69,692, currently up 2% in the daily, making a move on the hourly. Also, Ethereum is up 0.62% at 24.67. And let's just go through here and look for the big movers. Dogecoin's up 13.3 cents, 3% at 17.7 cents is its current value. Shiba Inu is up. Guys, meme coins, they pop up first. I don't know what to tell you. Chainlink, shout out to Buck. It's up 3.3%, sitting at $10.82. Sui is up 7.2%, moving up 2 positions to number 17. What else we got here on the list? Top 20 Litecoin's down a little bit. We do have Near up 6.3%. I got to go look just because Retro Mike Tech always has it in my mind to go look and see what the hell's going on. Caspa sitting at 10.9 cents. I told you 10 cents was going to be a critical level. We might look at that today and see if it hit that level today. Let's go over and check out the economic calendar today, guys. We had balance of trade that came in this morning. The balance of trade came in at $84.4 billion difference between imports and exports. Pretty much in line. They had one at 82. They had one at 84.1. It was previously down 70.8. Now it's a difference of 84.4. So not too far off in the consensus there. But I will point out, exports, we were at $271 billion previously on exports. They thought it was going to be down to about 264. We came in at 267. So not horrible. It's a good export in comparison to what they were forecasting. It's sitting somewhere between its previous revision there, by the way. Imports came in at $352.3 billion, and it was projected to be 346. So it came in higher than expected and beat the previous. So we're bringing in a lot more stuff from the outside than what's going out to the outside. If you take this 352 minus 267, guess what you're going to get? $84.4 billion. That is the balance of trade, and that's how that works, guys. Today at 8 a.m. my time, that's 10 a.m. on the East Coast. That is about 20 minutes from now. We're going to get ISM Services PMI. Let's jump over here and I'll explain this to you. The ISM PMI, it's the non-manufacturing ISM report on business. It's based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. And so this is a good idea to let you know how companies are doing, which is the backbone of the economy. Of course, like I said, this is non-manufacturing though. So this is not manufacturing companies. But this is going to be coming in. We'll look at it in 20 minutes and break it all down. But that's coming in right now. It is expected. You can see it's a big red one. That means it's important. And it is right now at 54.9 as previous. They are projecting that it's going to be down just slightly. If this comes in strong, then it means that we probably have demand coming back. And if we have demand coming back, that means inflation could be right around the corner, depending on that supply and demand ratio. So,
you heard it here first.
Whoa, sir. Did you need me? Oh, look, there's people in the background back there walking around. All right, I'm going back to the news. All right, so that's going to be coming in today, guys. Don't forget, even after all this election stuff, we may not even know who the winner is by the time that Thursday rolls around. Because it's going to take some time. Some of those states, the way that they count the votes, it could take up to a week. And so what we're going to be watching is on Thursday, we're going to be waiting for official election data. And we're also going to be watching for the Fed interest rate decision. We got the FOMC coming up on Thursday, November 7th, guys. And as of right now, it is projected to be a 25 basis point rate cut on top of our previous rate cut. So there you go. We could be looking at a 0.75 total this year, and then we have one more coming in December. So what do I have in here? Anything that I want to go over yet? Yeah, we can go over this. Just in pro. I want you guys to see the difference here. So this is the pro-Bitcoin Donald Trump takes the lead in election, up by 21.8% in the odds, according to Polymarket. Polymarket has him by a 21.8% lead. Let's go down here and look at Nate Silver's final 2024 election update. And they pretty much have it at a 50-50 for who's going to win. So, guys, you can't take these polls they're as predictable as the Bitcoin chart right now. So you got to be very careful on that. Do I have anything over here? I want to move that liquidation over there because we're going to check that out in a minute. But Bank of America, let's talk about this. This is a stock-related thing. We just talked about stocks. We'll come back and we'll talk about Bitcoin. Bank of America, Trump-Harris playbook, how the stock market will react to the various election scenarios. Tuesday's U.S. presidential election is the biggest catalyst this week for equities and will set the tone for stocks in the near term, according to the Bank of America. But don't expect a big move. Equity and quant strategist Oh-Sung Kwon, I'm sure I butchered that, Kwon, he doesn't expect the S&P to make a move of 2% or more, as such a reaction has only occurred a quarter of the time on election day for contests going back to 1928. We believe implications to equities from elections will be more nuanced than what the headlines might suggest, Kwon wrote in Sunday's notes. Profits matter more for stocks than politics and elections, and will remove the overhang more than anything in our view. That's why I think that Bitcoin wins regardless. There might be a little pullback, and I don't think that it's going to be too much of a big play on movement. I really don't, guys. So here's how they're saying: a Republican clean sweep in the event that former President Donald Trump regains the White House on Tuesday, while Republicans control both chambers of Congress, which I personally think is a bad thing. Kwon forecast a knee-jerk response for the most regulated aspects of the market. That is because Trump has made deregulation a key piece of his 2025 agenda. These sectors consist of industrial, consumer, discretionary financial stocks. Real estate and technology are among the least regulated. So they will probably be pretty muted against the other stocks that are on movement. This reaction could fall on a wayside over the long term, Kwon noted, especially if yields begin to rise over investor concerns tied to deficit spending. So there you go. Some movement in certain sectors if the clean sweep comes through, because deregulation can happen. Split Republican control. A Trump White House with a largely Democratic Congress is overall neutral. Won't see much change from that. And that's what I told you is the ideal. I actually would like to see this because when you don't have a party with all of the power in all three branches, then they don't have the ability to do anything. And people like it when nobody can do anything. When they like it when the government has their hands tied. So, and then Democratic clean sweep, a win for Vice President Kamala Harris, and a Democratic majority in Congress would see corporate taxes rise to 28% from the current 21%, with a hit to earnings for stocks as much as 5%. So an all Democrat run thing, way bad. That's not a good thing at all. Worse than the all Republican, according to this analysis. And then split Democratic control. The status quo would be maintained. Harris White House, Republican Congress. This would shift Wall Street's focus back towards economic fundamentals as well as the Federal Reserve's next move, which means the equities and strategists say that there's an upside. There's an upside on this move there for everything. So either way, as long as we don't have a totally controlled branch, and I have no OC, he left me. As long as we don't have a totally controlled three branches, the markets should look good. That's why I said on the thing, who's the winner today? Election is Kamala Harris, Trump, Bitcoin. That's on the thumbnail for that reason. But shout out to everybody that's just joining us. Did I miss anything in the chat? Let me go look. Randy's in here. Welcome, Randy. Bakoshi No Dinero in the house. Who else we got? Wick 589. Where's 2Dub, man? Can we get a 2Dub in house? Yeah, I think I got everybody in here. Good. Cool. And vote for Piper 2028. I love it. Piper would never. Oh, vote for Piper Academy 2024. I would never run for president, just so you know. Even though I could play the whole veteran and never had any legal issues and all that good stuff, ran businesses before I joined the military, ProCrypt. I would never, ever take that job at all. Let's jump over to my chart while we're waiting for OC to come back. It looks like he dropped, so he may be having some issues on his end. But let's jump over here, take a look at the chart and see how we're looking on Bitcoin, guys. Getting a nice pump up right now. Again, this is that level we talked about yesterday. Let me double check something. I want to make sure that OC hasn't messaged me. He may have. No, I'll keep watching. I don't know what happened to OC. I have lost the OC guy. Okay, guys, so we had this level down here that we were hitting. This is the quantum reactor on Chart Prime's indicator, okay? And it was coming into line with the 786 Platinum Pocket. This Platinum Pocket's been in play for quite a while here. And I said, this is the level to watch. Plus, we were also back to the top of this long-term running band. If I bring this into here, you will see this is a long-term running channel, and this was the area where your mom buys Bitcoin, right? And then we pumped all the way up almost to the 887, pulled back, hit that smart target breakout that Chart Prime called. Shout out to Chart Prime again. And guys, we came back and we tested the top of that red range, the 786, and on that 4-hour, the quantum reactor. And this is what I was talking about yesterday. I said, this is going to be a key area right here to hold. That's where I entered my trade as a little bit. I front ran the 786 and it actually wicked all the way down to the quantum reactor. Now, why was I thinking the quantum reactor was a good one? Because we did have a little breakthrough here, but you can see there's a test on it. It holds. We had a little bit of play there on it. It went just a little bit below it and it held. Guys, typically the quantum reactor is key resistance or support. And we were coming into it from above, coming down on it hard. That makes it support. So I figured that would be a good area to pick up a trade on that. And that has played out well for us. Let's check out the oscillators. Welcome back, OC. We thought we lost you. Got OC's just returning in the background there, guys, if you're wondering. We are pumping up right now. We did get a bullish divergence that printed here on the Oscillator Pro. We also did get a peak seeker saying, hey, I'm feeling bottomy here. I'm feeling very bottomish. And so moving up right now, guys, we do have the True 7 moving to the upside. Money flow is green. I'm watching for this volume. And that's why I said I got to keep the bear up there instead of the bull, because I really need this volume to start turning up and give an indication of turning green. This is the volume matrix. And when it's red, we typically are in a downtrend. When we starts to fade into green, it starts to gray out, and before it goes green, that typically leads to a move. And I'm not really seeing that take place yet on this oscillator. I need to see that happen before I truly flip over there. Plus, right now, we do have the 3D trend. By the way, guys, I talked to the team over at Chart Prime yesterday, and they are going to do something with this. Evidently, this was an older indicator that was in my beta. They have not officially decided what to do with it yet. So they are going to get going. I said, hey, my people want this. So right now we are in a negative 3D trend. And so keep watching for that because right now we're coming into it. And what happened the last time that we've hit this in a bullish stance? It's been a good bounce. What happened the last time we hit this in a bearish stance? It was a good bounce. Now, keep in mind, we can do this. And there are times that it's a very short turnaround. Let me find one here. There's got to be one. Yeah, like right here, it went green. See that little short turnaround of green there? It pumped up and then hit that that quantum reactor, a dynamic reactor, I mean, and it came right back down. So that is what you had to watch for. But right now, we are in a very short-term downside 3D trend, and we are coming into play on that right now. As of right now, as far as the chart pattern goes that's on here, we do have this rising wedge. We did get the confirmed breakout of that. The smart target was right here at that 67,300 range also. And so that was also another reason that I was looking to get in down there because we did have a smart target and we hit it. So guys, we're at a 50-50. We're in an election play right now. We got the election chart going on right here, 50-50. It can go either way, but we are coming up on some key resistance. We did hit some key support, and right now it's really going to come down to how the market sentiment goes on tonight's elections. Let's go ahead and jump back over to OC Guy and see what he's doing here. OC, are you seeing anything on the chart that's different? Are you seeing, hey man, I've got definitive pattern build going on here. I've got definitive momentum. Any of those little quirky, nuanced OC mathematic calculus brain things that you're seeing on your chart that you want to bring up? Let's kick it over to your chart.
I do a little bit. By the way, guys, just so you know, I kind of like disappeared for a minute. I was just messing up with my technology and I broke it, as always, right? But let's take a look at what we saw yesterday, right? Yesterday we were talking about this trend line here. Remember, like, asked for the same methodology that I always use. Remember that I even borrowed this trend line because that had that double top, a little bit of a lower top, right? Then we grab this trend line and we place it right here. We adjusted it, we changed the color. That was 2 classes or 3 classes ago, and then it worked fantastic for this one. And guess what? Right now, because we also had this other trend line, we were expecting within my entry zone. What was my entry zone? Remember, between this trend line and between this trend line right down here. Just to be a little bit more precise, I also talked about a possibility of forming this double bottom, which actually formed a little bit earlier. I'm not 100% sure if I drew this double bottom here on the chart prime class. I believe that I did it on the chart prime class. Nonetheless, you'll see that I did enter right on the candle close. We'll see right here. So we went in here. We had a secondary just pressing through, big absorption zone, close of the candle, and then basically that is exactly what I entered in. I did try to enter at the candle close, although I was a little bit earlier. That's why I did not got such a great deal here, but I was just a little bit below of the candle close, right? Basically, I already took 50% out right here on this trend line, and then I'm expecting to go all the way up here for the next taking profits. It seems like we are doing it. So not only that, guys, we're breaking the trend line, right? We're piercing through the zero line. Remember what we talked about yesterday, right? We talked about this possible movement in here as we could be having this bullish divergence. It was this little one. Therefore, going for the next bounce or the next low, like in here, right? And then pumping up. I do recall telling you guys that this was for Donald Trump and this was for Kamala or whatever her name is, right? For Harris. The thing is,
communism.
I think that it is communism, Harris. There we go. Absolutely. So, red. All right. So, red hair Harris. So, remember that at that point I was telling you, well, what's going to happen? I think we're going to be rushing back up at these areas. And this was my prediction if we see Donald Trump winning. But I also see Piper showing the statistics just changing a little bit in here. So I think this is a little bit of that sentiment going in as we see the statistics. How do you call them? The search,
The what?
or the percentage of win. They go and make a what, a search.
A surge. Yeah, it's a surge, and there's
Yeah.
a surge in the data on one side. We're getting ready to show it. So, uh, yeah.
Oh God, I thought you showed it when I was over here,
No,
but I
I
think
wasn't.
this
No,
is
I'm getting ready to show that.
reaction.
So
All right, so it seems like today's not my day. All
you
right,
act
but
like
I
you weren't
think this
here
is
or something for like
reaction.
5 minutes.
I know. Well, that was basically it. Looking at a possible movement to the upside because sentiment going to Donald Trump, and also, I mean, we still need to see how it plays out and how it moves. Other than that, I still strong with my analysis, and I'm gonna be maybe trying to play it out the volatility on the 15 minutes today. We'll see how that goes, but at the end of the day, that will be kind of like a mid-size entries with very high leverage. Guys, this is not financial advice, all right? So I'll be playing my odds today.
By the way, I got a message from Gecko about the 3D trend because when I talked to the CEO, he told Gecko, we got to get something going with this. Piper wants this thing done because my people want it. My alumni want it. So I said, my alumni want it. That means I want it. And Alex said, Piper wants it. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean?
That's why. I want to show you guys what's going on right now. We just had, so if you were doing my side-by-side setup where you got your higher time frame and your lower time frame side-by-side on the screen, we just had a wick off of the 3D trend, and it came all the way down to about 69.7 here just a second ago. If I drop it over here, you'll see. Yeah, it came all the way down here to 69,630 from that line right there, which is also one of my key levels that I've been watching. So, guys, that would have been a perfect little scalp pickup if you were doing that side-by-side trade analysis where you've got a higher time frame and a lower time frame. The 3D trend works. There's nothing else there, and it just picked that up. That hey, look at this level right there. We're rejecting off of it. So, it's just another one of those things that Piper likes, and Chart Prime has been more than kind to me when it comes to me going, this is what I want, and they make it for me. So 3D trend coming in beautifully right now. So let's go ahead and jump over and check out the data here that I'm watching on this chart. Let's jump to the news cam. Welcome, OC. Let's take a look at this and see how this is looking because I want to show you guys, we had this change yesterday. This was sitting at like 219 for Republicans yesterday. Democrats had 226. They were in the lead. And right now, it's got Republicans with 230 of the 270 required electoral votes right now. If we jump over and take a look at what we're seeing here, it still has, let's give it a refresh. Let's go to state, and then let's go to competitiveness. It now gives Harris a 0.1% increase on the national polls. But right now, it looks like some of these are starting to change. Trump has moved up a little bit on Nevada. Trump has moved up a little bit on Georgia. North Carolina, I think, is up 0.1%. Arizona's up quite a bit to 1.7. So, guys, right now, it looks like the same thing still. It's going to come down to this tie in Pennsylvania. But I want to show you, if I look at this by state, where's Pennsylvania at in here? If we pull this up by state and we look at this, this morning, it's not there now, but this morning, this had a 0.1% move on Trump for Trump. So we are getting at this verge where it's from tie to Trump leaning in Pennsylvania. And if you remember if you remember from yesterday, we talked about that the state that was going to decide it all, guys, was going to end up being Pennsylvania. He is getting a boost in the polls. And so we are starting to see, especially when we look at this, it looks like he's now locked in according to the polls, 230. He only needs 40 more to get that. That he only needs 40 more electoral college votes to take that win. So it's going to be a very interesting night. It's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow. And then Thursday with FOMC right around the corner. Guys, it's going to be a big one to watch. But let's talk about bold Bitcoin price predictions as the U.S. election line nears its finish line. And then OC, we're at the top of the hour. I want to go look at this economic data real fast. We just had stuff come out on ISM. There we go. ISM, it came in higher, guys. It beat the expectations of consensus and forecast. Let's see what the data is in here. Non-manufacturing PMI in the United States increased to 56 points in October from the 54.9 points in September. Non-manufacturing PMI in the United States averaged 54.82 points from 1997 to 2024. So we even beat the normal average, reaching an all-time high of 67.60 in 2021 and a record low back in 2008 of 37.80. Guys, 2008, this is a big market crash for us, and we're quite a ways above what we were coming in at that point. So, looking at this now, so what this is new orders, backlogs of orders, new export orders, inventory change, inventory sentiment, imports, prices, employment, and supplier deliveries is everything that this report shows, and it came in better than expected. So again, a little bit of bullish news coming in there. Court W in the House. So side by side is the way. Illegals have not come in yet. I heard that they sent Republicans to learn the mail about threaten them if they vote for Trump. I saw that. Yep. There was yep. I saw that. Republicans in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. Court W. So I will tell you this. As of right now, we do have more of a lean towards Trump than we do towards Kamala Harris based on the electoral colleges that have pretty much locked in poll-wise already. A majority of your Republicans vote today. That is the biggest majority. Most people don't do mail-ins. Most of your elderly, most of your elderly and most of your questionable right to vote people, we'll call it that, they typically do mail-in ballots. So those have been received and those are being counted starting today. So, I mean, we'll see. But as of right now, it does look like Trump is starting to pull slightly ahead. But guys, it's going to be a super close race, regardless of how we look at it. So I just wanted to lay that out there. Let's jump back over and let's take a look at this news because I want to bring up this article that I was just reading to you guys. There we go. 3 bold Bitcoin predictions in the U.S. As the elections near. Bitcoin is struggling for direction a day before the presidential election. I think now it has taken a little bit of a direction. Bitcoin could hit $80,000 to $90,000 if Trump wins. Bitcoin price would likely reach that next if Trump wins the election, according to Bernstein analysts, who, by the way, have also called for a $200,000 Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. They're probably very exposed, and they need that number to be bullish. Trump's support for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is the main reason behind that bullish outlook. In his electoral rallies, he has publicly advocated for the U.S. to become a leader in the cryptocurrency industry. So, yeah, there's fractal analysis. You can see here the election periods. We have an election, halving, and then election, bam, takeoff, halving, election, takeoff, halving, election, takeoff. So they're going off of historical trends, which doesn't look exactly like what we have typically seen because you see between the halving and elections, we have an up move here. We have an up move here. We have an up move here. Oh, come back, sir. And then this most recent, we actually had a downturn. So keep that in mind. A little bit of a difference here if you're looking at historical data. But let's move on down here and see what else they're saying. Bitcoin will see an instant dump on a Harris win. That's according to Miles Deutscher, suggests that Bitcoin will likely reach 100K or higher regardless of who wins, but the path and timing would differ based on the outcome. I think he could be right on that. He argues that Harris winning the U.S. election will cause an instant dump. Even the stock market said that that was not the case. That one that we just read about the stock market, that would be the case if it was all Democrat. But they're saying that if she wins, regardless, there's an instant dump. I don't think it's going to last that long. That will likely happen due to market fears that Harris's administration can maintain or even strengthen regulatory scrutiny on crypto. That would require the Congress and Senate to both be under the control of Democrats in order to get all of that done. In my opinion, Trump win equals instant pump, new all-time high this year. Kamala win, instant dump, new all-time high, Q1 2025. By the way, keep in mind, Q1 2025 is when I actually think that we're going to start to see recessionary data start to play out where the markets get scared on that. So if you're looking at an all-time high Q1 2025, that would be in line with where we start to see recessionary scares start to come into play. So the outlook aligns with the growing poly market bids, which I already showed you. That stuff's way off. And then Bitcoin to $100,000 by November's end. This is historically the most profitable month for Bitcoin since 2013, delivering 46% average return. That has prompted analyst Lark Davis to anticipate similar upside runs in 2024. If we see a 46% pump from the current price, that would take Bitcoin to a $104,000 Bitcoin, and that usually takes place in a move in November by itself. So that's what I wanted to point out there and bring up. Lots of different plays that can happen here, guys, and it's really all going to depend on what happens today with the elections. OC, what are we looking like on that poll? What are people saying? It looks like Donald Trump has taken the lead on the poll, so we'll go ahead and we'll run that one, and then we'll get a new one up here. But let's go ahead and jump over to your chart and see what you're watching there, because I'm seeing gold pump up, man, and I know I don't have the sound bite for TradeFly because he loves gold. But let's take a look at gold, because gold's getting a nice run right now, bro.
Absolutely. So this is what I got on gold. I was expecting to have a head and shoulders here on the 4 hour. The gold, I mean, the rush of gold, he's been very serious since we started back right here on July the 4th on 2024, right? Has not been stopped. We right now are going to the dynamic reactor at this point. As you can see, we have just slightly been retracement. Did not play it out as exactly as I was expecting, but I think we're still within the play. Why? Because we have not yet crossed the zero line here, but we are right here on the green cloud. Let me just bring up there we go, my oscillator plus in here, and something that I will be looking for is going to be the money flow. So money flow is still on the red, so that means also that we're not going to be having that much of a pump just yet. If we start seeing that brings back the greening here, well, the story will change, right? At this point, remember the head and shoulders, it is a bearish pattern. This is going to be the neckline. So if we come back down, just wait either for confirmation bounce up, all right, which I think is going to do, or confirmation breakthrough. When we start seeing that breakthrough, well, then start positioning for a bearish scenario. But other than that, for me, gold is going to be a waiting zone. I mean, at this point, I don't see a possible entry just yet. Why? Because all of the movements that we've been seeing on the markets, I rather not to jump in here and then have a better opportunity, or then just wait for this previous high to be broken, maybe a retest confirmation, and then off we go to the upside. I want to also just bring up a little bit in this one, which is Aave. Wells on a sell-off spree. Can the outcome survive the dump? Well, I think it's a little bit of of course that Aave has been going downwards, right? It's time for me just to start breaking this up or cleaning this up. But I wouldn't say that this is so much of a horrifying movie, right? I mean, yeah, we have a big dump, but we start seeing a little bit of that possible reversals. We have some bullish divergences. We have some reversals. We already have TP number 1, and I will say that it's time for me to start adding support and resistances. So far, it's not about the breakout. It's about a retest, and off we go. But we still need to confirm that. Why? Because of the volatility of what we got on the markets. But look at this. Remember the compression that I was talking about on Bitcoin yesterday? Usually a compression on the clouds talks about what? Big movements in the market. Look at last time that we had that much of that compression. Let me just measure it, put it in here. It's basically about the same thing. What happened around here? We went a little lower, and then we have, it is not such an explosive move, but we have a big move in here, right? This usually happen in lower areas, and this is also happening on lower areas. So, and we are on the green cloud. Not only that, gaining that momentum. Our prompt goes to pretty bearish, and until we start breaking back this previous highs like that, I don't see it actually having the breakout to the upside, but maybe the breakout to the downside. So, if you like Aave, well, then start looking for possible entries. Let me show you where exactly. There we go. I will be calling somewhere around 121, and that's because we have a ton of battle between retail and smart money. Usually, that give us a ranging zones, and in a falling market, that's good. Why? Because that means we're going to stop falling. And look at this next area, right? So if you start entering here and exiting here and then entering here and back up and back and forth, well then I think we'll got to figure it out as long as we can confirm that range. So next area for possible entry for a long run scenario. Oh, come on. It's going to be curious. It's going to be somewhere around 121. And also bring up something interesting, the base of a big channel. So this is going to be my plan for Aave. If I break out retest, enter, and I need to be breaking through the zero line for a further continuation, or then a sweep of the low somewhere around 125 to 121 or 120. That also is going to be for a long run entry, just to catch the bottoms. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. We had a request from, I think it was Bit Innuendo, asked me to do a little bit of Atom. I'm taking a look at it here right now. I'm actually looking at for this level right here to be a rejection point. It's going to be the 382 coming in above us right now. Also coming on that is the dynamic reactor. You can see that right there. That's one of the reactors from Chart Primes, Market Oracle Pro. We do have another couple of things that are going on here. We have this 3D trend cloud. It is nice and selly. It's saying sell, 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 all the way down. And as I've showed you before, when you get into range on those things, you can push up into them a little bit, but you tend to get rejection in that cloud unless you're going to break through. One thing that I am watching here down at the bottom is money flow is in the red still. We have no green money flow, and it looks like we're going back to gray on the trade volume here on the volume matrix from green here into a little bit of a grayish there, and that means that more lessening of volume. I think Atom has got a lot of problems right now. If we look at this higher time frame fibs that we have here, yep, this was pretty much the bottom range that we're right here below. That's coming in at $3.63, I should say. And then if we put on the local fibs, we are breaking the 236 right now, but that 236 getting broken, we have the 382 right above it, right in line with that cloud and that dynamic reactor also. Lastly, if I go ahead and I throw one more thing on here, we're going to throw on a fixed range volume profile. Let's bring that into play. This is being pulled from the big drop that we had back here at the peak in July of this year. One thing that you're seeing here is we are also running up right here, even with the cloud. So, remember, this may not even get hit because we do have a value area low coming in right here at the bottom of this cloud. That's that pink line running across. If we break all of this, we turn this cloud green, okay? We get up here and we show support. We are able to get past the 50% and the point of control, which, guys, I think that's going to be tough. A lot of times when you're coming from underneath on a 50 and you reject off of it, very bearish move. That would also create what? A lower high on the charts here too. That would be a key area to break through, $4.47. If we break through all that and we make it up to the top, we get past the golden pocket, the platinum pocket, guys, a $5.12 run here on Atom would give us a triple top and a triple top. If you don't know what that means, Retro Mike Tech will be glad to tell you that story in the chat. A triple top is never, ever a good thing. So Atom, not looking good to me for long-term at all right now. There is a ton of things that we have got to breach in order to get to that target, and that breach is going to be a dangerous breach if you're trying to make money. So how about that one? Let's go back over to the Duo Cam OC. We got about 15 minutes here. Did you see any other requests in the chat besides Alex O Crypto in here with the we. Alex O, much love to you, bro. Hey, Alex O, why do you call 10 rabbits running backwards? A receding hairline. There you go. Dad jokes for you all day, Alex. I don't know if you had any other ones in there that you saw though, OC, but let's kick it over and see what you're watching on your chart today. Oh, we got a super chat from Wick589. $5
yes.
super chat. Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Shout out to you, man. That is wisdom. Wick wisdom right there. So, OC, what are you seeing on your chart, bro?
I'm looking at an old call here from Dot that we enter at this point, and then we start kind of like exiting out. Something that I'm gonna keep reminding or keep in the back of my head, and now it's kind of like a good area to start looking at. It was my secondary entry right here. Why? Because we have a big area of support right at that zone. And guess where are we heading right now? Right, so. At this point, we have a double bottom sweep of the lows, breakout to the trend line, very, very, very close to my previous entry, and then in breaking through that zero line on the oscillator. So, guys, this is a possible call in here. We need to take this highs first, right? Not to be a lower high and then a fake out. If it's still a fake out, we still have a secondary chance to maybe make a triple bottom or at least another trend line like this, right? So not everything is lost as long as we are still above the zero line. How would that look in that case? That will look like going a little bit higher, going back down, maybe trying to make that fake out, like in this case, or like in this case, much better. Like in this case, you see that one, and then going back down for this low, this low, your entry, and then off we go. All right. So that would be the bullish scenario for a retracement on a lower low, still with a break of the trend line. But other than that, Dot is looking shiny to me because we could be catching the retest right here back and then up. Remember, first area of taking profits is going to be not only the battle between smart money and retail money, but also where dynamic vector it's going to be. So somewhere around those areas. So stay sharp on Dot. I think it's it's one play that might bring you a little bit of money here. It's not going to be making you rich from the from one day or one trade, but still we'll be looking at something like 8.4% in the best case scenario. Using a 10x, that will be 82%. So best case scenario, also remember to use a stop loss. And other that, turning it back to you, Piper. I don't see any other requests in the chat, but I'll be happy to start, I don't know, going through a couple of things that I'm looking for this week.
Solana was requested. I'm going to jump over and knock out Solana for Arsan246. Shout out to you, Arsan. Let's jump in and take a look at that. So what I'm seeing here on Solana, guys, very similar to what we saw in Bitcoin, honestly. We had this key level here that I had marked out a while ago as support. Why? Because we had resistance, became support, and we were holding in this area. We had one breakdown here through right as we were getting hit there by the quantum reactor. Okay. 4-hour quantum reactor, we hit it, we broke beneath it. We got a nice pull up about the same time that Bitcoin did its wick. And that's why you should always be looking at Bitcoin when you're looking at your altcoins, guys, because it's when, this was a downward trend, Bitcoin reversed. Solana said, okay, I'm going to reverse. Dad said move. So watching this area here, that was the 382 at 159.57 with the quantum reactor would have been a good time to pick up some. We are coming up, but again, here now we've passed the dynamic reactor, quantum reactor, moving to the upside. We do have a red cloud here, pink cloud. Could I use watermelon colors? We do have a pink cloud here on Solana right now with a dump indication. Watch for a rejection in this cloud. If that's going to happen, might even come all the way up into the peak of the cloud here, which would be around 178 before we get that rejection. Let me pull a quick fixed range volume profile here from this previous bottom, and let's see how that's looking. Yeah, we got a point of control here right now also, guys, and if we do break that point of control, look there, value area high coming into play right there at that same level again. So let's go ahead and throw a little rejection zone there to keep an eye on. I'm going to go ahead and put it to the top in case there is any liquidity grabs off of those candles there, but we'll just go ahead and do that one there. That's going to be coming in on the bottom side of that at about 177.48. 8. That is your data for Solana that I'm seeing right now. Let's kick it back over to OC, and then I want to come back and take a look at the heat map after that, see what the heat map is telling us on Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Taking a look at SPX right here. So just as a point of reference here, SPX, I think we've been looking for this retrend for a long time. And right now it's ranging right below the previous area of resistance, which was also support. I think we need to be a little bit careful right now because we are at the bottom or below the 0 line, and also we are on the red clouds. Remember that I'm looking for maybe a reversal right here and then a double bottom, something like that. And then, as you can see, look at what happened at this point. We have the next movement, right? Where was that movement going? Well, then that was a breakthrough, did not took previous highs. So this is basically what I was talking about, being careful on Solana, sorry, on DOT, all right? So just for reference, but at this point, I still am waiting for that double bottom here and then moving upwards, and then we'll regenerate or take a look back at this area here and do another analysis. So be careful in all of the markets at this point, right? And this is because of the SPX. Really quick on Tesla. Also, do not let yourself be fooled. It seems like we are breaking a trend line for a bull market here or for a bull flag, but also this could be the rejection point, and that will also be valid. The thing that is giving this away, it is that we're not yet on the green, neither breaking through. If we would have been breaking through the 0 line or on the green one, I will be happy to say that this is a trend line and that we're breaking out. But so far, since we are not on the green, neither breaking through the 0 line, I will be calling that this is going to be the next high and a reversal point right here for another point here, and maybe a sweep of the lows, breakthrough, then retest, and off we go. Just be patient in Tesla. Take your opportunity as you see the sweep of the lows, and then a possible break through that 0 line. Turning it back to you, Piper.
All right, let's go check out the what just happened. There we go. Thank you. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. That was from this morning's thumbnail. Heat map. There we go. Looking at the heat map, guys, here. Let me give this a refresh because I'm watching some things here on the heat map right now. I'm going to bring up OC on here too. We'll talk about it. Right now on the heat map, guys, you can see that we do have this level here that we've cleaned out. We've cleaned out all the liquidity here. It's starting to come back down right now. But let's bring this in and take a look at some higher time frames. Let's look at the 3-day. We've cleaned out that liquidity there in the 69,612. We just came back down to it. We're back down to that level now. We don't really, I mean, we got some green here above us. There's about $100 million or so above us right now. Big chunks down there, though, at about 66,768. It gets pretty interesting, though, when we go to the 1-week chart, OC. There we go. Our biggest hot spot is sitting at $73,500, $73,300 to $73,500 right now. And we do have another pit stop along the way at about $71,000, where there's about $100 million there. And then on the upside, about $300 million there. Of course, here, if you look at the chart, what we're seeing, Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a rejection here on the 4-hour right off of that 3D trend cloud, starting to pull back. I'm going to watch for about a 50% retracement on this candle. If we get about a 50% retracement on this candle and it holds in that area, we could be setting up for another push up again. If this wicks all the way back down, guys, then we're probably looking at those lower levels that we just looked at on the heat map, and I would be watching for that 67 to 66.7 range, 66.7K range to $67,000 range for the pullback on that wick, because that would be a reject. You see that there? Big pullback, comes back down, right? Big pullback, comes back down. That's typically what happens. Same thing here on the bottom side, big pull up, that led to that. So another one there, big pull up on the candlestick back to there. So watch for that to happen here. As long as we can hold about 50% of the range on this candle right now, which is coming in at about 69.5, then I think we're going to be okay on a continuation to the upside. If we do pull down, look for those levels I just showed you on that heat map. So that is key to watch there. We got about 6 minutes, OC. Looks like the NASDAQ's up 1% right now. The Russell's up 0.6%. Gold is starting to get a little bit of a pullback right now. The Dow Jones and the S&P, Dow Jones is sitting up about 0.73%, and the S&P up about 0.86. So tech doing really good right now. So let's kick it over to your chart, OC, see what you're seeing, and then we'll come back and we'll just talk about how to approach the volatility today. I do have a poll up. If you guys haven't voted in it, please do so. It says, what are you most invested in right now? Cash, Bitcoin, strong utility alts, or degen play all day? It looks like right now the biggest winner is Bitcoin. The second winner is strong utility alts, and 22% said they are still holding some cash. Might not be the worst idea, just saying. OC, what do you got on your chart, bro?
Absolutely. Just looking at, since we were looking at gold, I also thought about looking at something else, and I'm just looking this for the first time in a long time. Remember that we did a little bit of an analysis here. I did not trade this breakout, which was, I think, a mistake. It played out exactly as we were expecting, almost to the zone that we also were expecting. So let me just kind of like get rid of everything in here, and just to follow up with a cleaner chart, right? At this point, we're in a support area, and you might be thinking, well, that doesn't look that bullish because it seems like we are stuck within a range and we are basically technically below that dynamic reactor. And yes, you will be correct. But also, I want you guys to take a look at your prime score and your consolidation score. Prime score is very positive, right? Another thing that is important to note is that we are not only on the dynamic reactor, we are having it based on the quantum reactor smooth or the slow setting. All right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here on your Market Oracle Pro, you are going to go to your quantum reactor, and then you take a look at the slow area, right? So let me click here, okay? And then very important, your consolidation score, it is at 9. Usually that means highly consolidating, but also at the end of the consolidation. And what ties things up in here, it is, look at where we are right now. Remember what I've been talking about, the rest of those coins, like for example, Tesla. Why was I not that bullish at that moment? Because it wasn't on the green cloud, right? At this point, we already have come through the red cloud. We have a bullish divergence, we have a big signal, and we have already a reversal at that point, which means it is accumulating some momentum. So what's going to be the plan for it? Waiting for the cross of the zero line. So I'm going to be jumping in at the breakout retest, and off we go. Or as we go down here, because it's going to be giving me the smallest stop loss possible. So long position right here. My stop loss is going to be somewhere, let's just say somewhere around there. There we go. Let's go for the base of this order block, and then give it just a little bit of a wiggle room, and then take profits at the next resistance in here. So that's not looking that bad at all. That's going to be my play as long as we are breaking through or making a move to or through that zero line up here. On silver, let me throw it back to you, Piper.
Sorry, I had to change some stuff out there. Got to get some American flag in here for today. There we go. So back over to Duo. All right, so that's a good. I think this is a good place to wrap it up right now, guys. We've got a lot of good stuff going. Don't forget to join us tonight on Billy Goat Tales. We're going to be talking about the election data as it's coming out. Also, don't forget to check into Crypto Nightcap, the second best show on Piper Academy tonight with FD White Invest and Trade Fly. They're going to be going live. And then, of course, back tomorrow morning, we're going to have the Good Morning Crypto team. And then we're also going to be back here talking about what's going on with the election data and looking at the charts, see how the markets are reacting to all of this data that comes out, guys. We appreciate you, OC. Shout out to you because you're here loyal every day, hanging out with us. And loyalty, that's what matters in this business. Crypto Billy, if you know, you know. That's right. Loyalty goes a long way in this when it comes to find your people. So you are my people, OC. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone who joined us in the chat. OC, tell these guys what they get if they smash that like button today, bro.
Absolutely. So, guys, quick reminder to smash that like button. And since we are having some issues, yesterday was TradeFlight who went black on us, and today I also went black on you guys. Here's a little bit of proof that if you click the like button, if you go black, you can come back, right? If you go black, you can't come back. But do not try it too many times because you might be
I love you, OC. All right, guys, we're going to be back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about America and its elections, because only you can select who is going to run your next financial moves in the market. Guys, we will be back here at 9:30 a.m. bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and the economic data, everything. You need to have knowledge because knowledge is profit. God bless America. God bless Bitcoin. I will see you guys later. Till then, trade safe. Use a stop loss. And if you haven't voted yet, go vote. Later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels. Sound off to get with them.
Those are rookie numbers in the bracket.
Alexandra. Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude.